Virtual Reality Headsets by Ryan Taylor. What are virtual reality headsets? Virtual reality headsets are devices that are designed to be placed on a user's head in the same sense that ski goggles are designed. Virtual reality headsets block out all external light from the user and projects high definition or 3D screen directly in front of the user's eyes. Total immersion. Total immersion is the idea behind virtual reality headsets. Total immersion means that the user is placed in a virtual environment that creates the feeling that they are actually there or present in real time. How do virtual reality headsets work? Depending on the type of headset, the headset will use two different feeds to project onto one display. This is commonly seen in smartphone virtual reality headsets. The other type is two different feeds that project onto two different displays. This is commonly seen in advanced gaming headsets that are used with gaming consoles or PCs. How do virtual reality headsets work? The displays inside the headset focus and reshape images shown to the user to create 3D effects. The dual feeds mimic how users' eyesights naturally see and portray the images. An example of this would be how our two eyes naturally project into one image into our brain. These headsets can track users' head movements to correspond with what users are viewing inside the headsets. They allow for 110 to 360 degree view. The equipment needed for the user. The quality of virtual headsets can vary. The beginner models integrate and use smartphones with HD or 3D screens in the compatible operating systems as displays. The one shown below represents a virtual reality headset that uses a Samsung smartphone. Equipment needed for users. More advanced headsets require the headset be placed and used with a gaming or PC consoles. This is also used with handheld wireless controllers. The background of virtual reality. Virtual reality dates all the way back to 1929. This is when the first flight simulator was invented. The first head-mounted device was invented in 1960. Throughout the 90s, virtual reality head-mounted units were produced by gaming companies such as Sega and Nintendo. Commonly seen today, gaming and mobile industries continue to push the capabilities with rapid development and shift toward mobile devices. Virtual reality apps that are used with smartphones. When using a smartphone virtual reality headset, the user downloads an app from the corresponding app store on their phone. The application then projects dual images on a split screen of a smartphone and is connected onto the headset for use. The apps can range from games, photo sharing, films, documentaries, and news. The picture shown below depicts a virtual reality app being run as a smartphone before it is placed into the virtual headset. This is what the user sees on the phone when it is placed into the headset. Virtual reality PC and gaming console headsets. The headset is connected to the PC or gaming console. This essentially replaces the need for the TV for the user. Wireless game controllers are also used alongside with the headset. The game is played just as any other PC console, and the user's vision is projected into the virtual reality headset. The head-mounted display takes place for the user's viewpoint of the game, while the game controller still uses the controls to activate the user and move them around the screen. Some of the user interface design challenges with virtual reality headsets. The traditional user interface elements do not work with virtual reality. This is because traditional user interface is geared toward flat screens, commonly seen if you look at your TV, your phone, or your laptop. Virtual reality user interface needs to be designed as a spherical world with the users at the center of this world. Some other design challenges for virtual reality. Designing in a landscape form does not work in virtual reality, as stated in the previous slide. This is due to human biology. The designers must limit or scale down the user's viewpoint of the environment. This is parallel to the idea of using blinders for racehorses. This results in the ability of the horse to only see what is directly in front of them. In a sense, designers must focus the user's viewpoint to a more narrow or direct path. This is depicted in the image shown below. Design challenges. Designers must take into account the ability for the human eyes to focus. Just as your eyes focus on the tip of a pen as it moves closer and further away from your eyes, it cannot constantly have the same focus when it is further away as it is closer. Taking this into account, the designers are careful in the virtual reality layout and must place on the screen the correct distance away from the users. Design challenges. Because virtual reality is centered around the user, virtual reality layout must also be created to remain unchanged. This can be done in several different ways. One way is anchor objects. Anchor objects are objects on the screen that do not move or change and are used in the layout to help stabilize the user's environment during their experience. In a sense, while the user's head may move and the tracking changes the environment inside of what the user is seeing, these objects constantly remain the same. One example would be a gigantic rock, and no matter what the user does, that rock is always going to be in the same place in the user's environment. Because users can only see what's in front of them, designers must also integrate objects that can capture and move the user's attention all around them. Therefore, if the user experience designer wants the user to focus to the right or left, they can use objects that help move and catch the attention of the users in order to gear them to move their heads right or left to the new objects that the designer wants them to see. Some more design challenges. Designers must also minimize lag time. In other words, the speed of the user's head movement must be matched by what is portrayed on the user's screen inside the headset. If the lag times are too slow, this can be extremely disorienting to users and could cause sickness. Some potential user issues. As discussed earlier, users can potentially experience disorientation, feeling nauseated and sick. This is why design is very crucial for the user's experience. Some users can be restricted due to physical capabilities. Some users may have poor eyesight. Some users may have poor movement of their head and neck. These physical capabilities can also limit the user's experience as a whole. Future outlook of the virtual reality industry. The future of the virtual reality industry is very bright and promising. As technology keeps advancing, so will virtual reality research, leading to better user experiences overall. Virtual reality is projected to be present in everyday life and used in industries such as communication, healthcare, and education. It is expected to be a $150 billion industry by 2020. Thank you very much.